Today we're going to be playing Warhammer 40k. We're going to be playing a Maelstrom of War mission in our kind of pseudo 40k 6/7th edition. And we are going to be using two proxied armies today. We're going to have our proxied Tau versus our squat proxied Space Wolves. On to the army lists. Here is our squat proxied Space Wolf army. In this list, we are going to have 3 units of Grey Hunters. Each of them is in a Rhino with a difficult terrain modification, hence the hover rhinos. This unit has a Wolf Standard and a plasma gun, along with a Wolf Guard Battle Leader with a power weapon and a plasma pistol. This squad has 2 plasma guns and a Wolf Guard Battle Leader, or a Wolf Guard with a power fist and a plasma pistol. This squad here has 2 flamers along with a Wolf Guard with a frost axe. Over here we have a unit of Wolf Guard with Najal Stormcaller. We got this tank and we might as well use it for something, so it's going to be their Land Raider Crusader. Over here we have this guy is going to be our proxy for Bjorn the Fell-Handed, and then we have a regular Dreadnought, a unit of Wolfguard Terminators. We have a Storm Wolf gunship coming in as a fast attack. For heavy support, we have 3 units of Long Fangs, 1 with 5 last cannons, and 2 of them have 5 heavy bolters. These old squat Thunder squads. We also have this great White Dwarf model being used as an Iron Priest with his 2 plasma cannon servitors. We have this guy here from Privateer Press as our Wolf Lord, and this 3D printed model is going to be Arjok Rockfist. So that's them. That is the proxied Space Wolf army. Oh, and Najal Stormcaller ended up rolling Thunderclap, Tempest Wraths, and Living Lightning. Take me through the Tau.
Got 3 units of fire warriors,
Okay.
2 units of crisis suits, each with a commander and 2 gun drones, 2 units of broadsides, each with missile drones. Got crew carnivore squad at maximum capacity. 2 units of stealth suits with marker drones, a unit of Vespid, Crutox Riders, Proxy Riptide, and a Proxy Storm Surge.
That is a lot of firepower coming in for the Tau. Think the Space Wolves can handle it?
We'll see.
All right. Here is a look at our table. Here's our table. Looks like industrial city with a big river running through it. We have objective 5 over there on that white building, objective 6 here in front of the warehouse, objective 2 on the edge of the warehouse, objective 1 there behind the barricades, objective 3, and objective 4. All right, we will get on to deployment. All right, we are all deployed. The Space Wolves are going to get the first turn. The Tau couldn't seize the initiative. Space Wolves are packing a lot of firepower, but there is a lot of Tau on the other side. And it's been a while, so I don't really know what those battle suits can do. And this is the first time playing Space Wolves, so this is going to be real interesting. Especially those giant robots. I know they throw out a lot of dice. All right. On to turn 1. Okay, end of turn 1, and I think that went more in favor of the Tau than the Space Wolves. Tau scored first blood by taking out a Rhino. Even though Space Wolves had first turn, we couldn't quite destroy a unit or a vehicle on the first turn. The Tau took out the pack leader from this squad of Longfangs. They took out this Rhino. They greatly reduced this squad of Grey Hunters here. The Space Wolves made that squad of Fire Warriors right there break, but they did rally on the Tau turn. Moving over to the other side of the table, the Plasma Cannons rocked the Kroot and took out quite a few of them. The Tau managed to destroy our regular Dreadnought with broadsides, and the... What's that big guy called again?
The Storm Surge.
Storm Surge rained fire down on the last cannon Longfangs, leaving only one guy left. And then they also managed to destroy Rhino over here. So as it's sitting right now, we have a score of... The Space Wolves have a score of 2 because they secured objective 2 and objective number 6. The Tau have... How many points do you have? You have First Blood.
First blood, and I got a point for securing objective 1.
Yep, so right now we are tied with 2-2. So we will see how it goes on turn 2. All right, end of turn 2, and it really seems like the Tau are pushing the Space Wolves back. Let's start over here. The Najal and his squad got out of the Land Raider and pumped a whole lot of shots and then assaulted and destroyed a squad of battle suits, but then were themselves gunned down by everything over there because they rolled a 1 for their massacre roll. Bjorn destroyed a unit of stealth suits. I think these guys just threw a couple shots into the what is that thing called? Riptide. Yeah, I think we'd put a wound on the Riptide. Moving over here to the other side, the Stormwolf came in and dished out some wounds to the Storm Surge. Man, I can't keep all these names straight. Over here, we were trying to take out the Tau Warlord. Combined shots from what used to be the plasma cannon servitors who got gunned down. They killed 2 of his bodyguard, and Arjok Rockfist had actually teleported down, deep striking, and threw his Thunderhammer through a battle suit, but we still couldn't kill the Warlord, so he is still kicking right there. The Tau obliterated a squad of Longfangs over here with many, many shots from the Storm Surge over here. On the Space Wolves' turn, these guys killed off a unit of Vespid, but then the Kroot pumped a whole bunch of shots into their squad, so now it is just the Wolf Lord and the Wolfguard pack leader. So the Space Wolf lines are getting really thin, and the Tau are starting to go up in the points because they scored a point for securing objective 1 and a point for taking out an enemy psyker. As far as the Space Wolves, we did not score any points that turn. So it is sitting at 4-2 in favor of the Tau right now. We're going to move on to turn 3 and see if we can turn it around. End of turn 3, and the Space Wolves are still holding on. We lost the rest of the Grey Hunters from this squad to the stealth team there. fired off some shots. We got the Storm Surge down up to 5 wounds, so he's hurting. Over here, this poor squad got decimated by the Storm Surge. My Terminators came in, but they got ate up by both squads of broadsides, and then a couple extra wounds taken off by those 2 squads of Fire Warriors. So that really hurt. And over here, Bjorn managed to kill off the Krutox Riders. He got him down to 1 guy, and then the last one ran off the table. The Tau tried to put some shots into the Land Raider, but they weren't able to scratch it. The Space Wolves scored 1 point or 2 points from Kingslayer, and then 1 for Slay the Warlord, so they're up to 5 points. The Tau had objective 2 secured, so they're up to 5 points. So we are actually sitting in a tie game going into turn 4, even though it is looking very thin on the Space Wolf side of the board. So we'll see how turn 4 goes. Okay, end of turn 4, and the Space Wolves are pulling ahead in the points. We scored a point for still controlling objective 2. We lost Bjorn the Fell-Handed to all the broadsides in the world opening up and blowing him up, but he did manage to make the Riptide retreat a little bit. We poured a lot of shooting into the Riptide, and it is down to 1 wound. Over here, the broadsides did finish off my last Terminator. The Storm Surge tore up this last Wolf squad. And then we also scored 2 more victory points because the Wolf Lord issued a challenge and destroyed a unit in combat by himself. The Tau scored another point because they controlled objective 3 and because they took out a character in Bjorn. So this is where we are at. Very, very thin lines on the Space Wolves. I think I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 models as we go into turn 5. So the Tau still have a lot left on the table, but we are up in points, 8 points for the Space Wolves and 6 for the Tau. So we'll see how turn 5 goes. End of turn 5. We're going to call the game there. The Tau are running out of forces, but the Space Wolves have pulled out a victory with only 5 models left on the table. We have 1 lone Longfang here. We have the Wolf Lord here, a Rhino, the Storm Wolf, and a Land Raider. The Space Wolves still had the same 8 points they had from last turn. We didn't gain any new points on turn 5. We did lose this last Wolf Guard over here. The Tau gunned him down. The Tau did take a whole point off the Land Raider. They did finish off our other squad with 2 Wolf Guard over there. Those Wolf Guard tried to assault those Fire Warriors, but ended up getting the last 2 were picked off. The Tau picked up 1 more point. What point did you pick up?
It was for claiming an objective.
All right, so they got another point for an objective. So they are up to 7. So that is going to be a Space Wolves victory with 8 to 7, and that is our table with only 6 models. Sorry, 6 models left on the table. The Space Wolves are going to claim that. All right. Anything you want to say?
Well, I feel like the units that definitely pulled me through were or at least during the game were the broadsides, the Riptide, and the Storm Surge. They were definitely pretty good at clearing out a lot of the units.
Yeah, the broadsides, adding in the battle suits definitely made an improvement for you, I think. Gave you some long-range, high AP shooting options. I was kind of impressed with the Space Wolves overall. Not quite sure how I could have better used the Terminators against you. Um, and it's a shame Najal had to get blasted off the field as quickly as he did. I would definitely play this list again, but I think I'll run it a little bit differently. What kind of changes are you making for your list?
I removed the Crutox riders since they didn't do much, as well as they wanted the Vespid for points reasons, and I decided to take another Storm Surge and 2 more shielded missile drones.
Another Storm Surge.
Or I
Yay!
mean another Riptide.
Oh, another Riptide. Well, that's just as bad. But we'll see how we can deal with that. All right. Anything else you want to add?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Good game.
Hmm.